Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Daily Racing Form YouTube. I'm Gino Buccola, and I have a preview of Saturday's sixth race at Canterbury Park on May the 31st. What we love about Canterbury, as we will take a look at the field for this one, that low takeout. They have the 10% takeout pick five every single day. I believe the one on Saturday starts in race number 2. So this will be the closeout leg of that 10% takeout pick five. More of the money coming back to us. That's what we want as bettors. Here's a look at the field. Now, I do want to mention that the 9 can't resist it isn't also eligible. So that's a very important part of this race as we handicap it, because the 9 can't resist it is really quick early. If she's in the field, she's going to have a major impact on the race. If she's not in the field, I think it takes a lot of the early speed out. So we can look at the pace projector, the Timeform US pace projector, and see that without the 9 can't resist it, because she's not in the body of the field in the projector, it is a race that favors front runners with some of the horses who could show that early speed, like Carson Bay or Pretty and Awesome. So one thing you really want to make notice of when you go to bet this race on Saturday is the 9 in the field, because if so, I think you want to look for horses that are going to come from off the pace a little bit more. If the 9's not in the field, I think you want to upgrade Carson Bay and maybe even Pretty and Awesome. Let's meet the field for race 6 on Saturday at Canterbury. We start with the number 1, Mighty Maddie. It hasn't raced since January 1st, so now we're talking about 5 full months off, and she's just not that quick early on. Both of the wins came on the turf. Also, we're on the dirt in here, and if you're just looking at the last few races, I think has beat 4 total horses in the last 3 races combined. So just not in the best of form right now. As we move to Barb's Dream Come True, I'm not really sure what to expect from this filly, because she is multiple stakes placed, but she's just not in the best of form right now. She exits some of the tougher races. She just hasn't been close in her last 5 starts. I could see her being like an underneath horse. If she is 5-1 or above, I could play her at that price. But if she gets bet a little bit, I'm kind of taking a wait and see approach on her, because this is certainly a softer spot than where she's been and the company she's been facing lately. But I just need to see what kind of form she's in overall. We move to the 3, Lighted Up Louie, who's going to go second start back after a short break, was off from February to the end of April. This horse is proven at Canterbury, a winner over this track, and you sort of know what you're going to get from her. I think she's going to sit mid-pack to the back of the pack. She's going to make one late run. She has victories at 6.5. She finished second at 7 furlongs, and it feels like the distance is perfect for her. I think she's the one probably to beat and the one they all have to hold off. And she's certainly one of the horses that you would want to upgrade if the number 9 draws into this field. Let's move to the 4, Veronica's Delight. She comes in from Turf Paradise. She just didn't really fire as the favorite last time out. And she was one of the tougher reads in the field for me, but she is also one of those horses that I would upgrade if the 9 is in, because I think she wants to sit off the pace a little bit and come closing. So she's hoping they go quick early and the race sets up for her. The 4 and the 5, Una Palabra, were both kind of tricky reads for me. Una Palabra will now get back to the dirt after a string of 4 solid turf races. The dirt form in the last 4, really not that great either. When you sort of look at the recent dirt races, well beaten, I think beaten at least 9 lengths the last 4 times she was on the dirt. So she was a real tricky read for me in here. I think I had her at the bottom of the exotics. We move to Mariah's Candy, who was 4th last time out on the turf, now gets back to the dirt, has run well at 7 furlongs. So I think that would be the main positive for her. If you were looking at her as a player in here, I kind of treated her as more of an under, because I just don't know without the 9 in this race if it's going to be that fast early on. And I've mentioned that point a lot, because it brings me to the 7, Carson Bay, who I would upgrade quite a bit, and I would make my top selection if Can't Resist It is not in this field. Now, she is just a 3-year-old, and she will be facing older in here, but she looks like the one to catch on paper. If you eliminate the turf races, all of the form really makes sense. She coming out of a race at Prairie Meadows that was a very strong stakes race, where she faced a horse named Rich City Girl, who was dropping out of the grade 1 Alcibiades. The runner-up that day is a very nice Brad Cox filly. She has run at 6.5. She has to prove it at 7 furlongs, but I think she fits really well with this group, especially if the 9 Can't Resist It is not in the race. I give Carson Bay a big, big shot in here. And we move to the 8, Pretty and Awesome, who should be sitting pretty close in this race. There is just not a ton of early speed. She's another one, though, who has to answer the question, can she get the 7 furlong distance? Because her best races have all been going 6, 6.5 and shorter. So I think she can be forwardly placed. I think she will be sitting close, and she could offer you some nice value, especially in exactas and tries, if she's one of the types of horses who could hang around and hit the board in here. So let's move to selections for Canterbury Park, race number 6 on Saturday. I'm going to put the 7 on top, Carson Bay. And remember, this is based on the 9 not drawing into the field, because Carson Bay looks like the horse that can control the early speed up front. I'll put Carson Bay on top of Lighted Up Louie, who should come closing late. I think the 8, Pretty and Awesome, can sit a really nice trip from the outside in a race that's not that quick early on, and it shouldn't be that contentious. And then didn't really know what to do with the 5, Una Palabra, kind of put that one in the bottom as the exotic there. So big thank you to producer Bobby for helping us out with this one. We'll probably be taking a look at more Canterbury races throughout the meet. We love that low takeout they have. Some days we'll be offering you free daily racing form past performances. So check the website for those. And we wish you the best of luck on Saturday at Canterbury.